Closing in 5.
Ark Raiders is so much more than a third-person extraction shooter. It is a factory that mass produces tense moments, by its own nature a source of intense anxiety, high-stakes moments, devastating losses, and rapturous victories. Pulling back, it's a game of gradual self-refinement, both of your inventory full of resources, your character abilities, and your own know-how. The game is set in a world that's already fallen to a dominant AI called Ark, which constantly surveys the world with a seemingly infinite army of drones and giant robots. Their initial purpose seems to be killing you viciously while your backpack is full of loot, but Ark also appears to be changing, subtly. There's something afoot, and it's up to you and fellow raiders to figure out what's going on whilst stuffing your pockets with springs and apricots. The gameplay loop is thus. You start off in Speranza, a hub of surviving humans that acts as your home base below ground. There you equip the weapons and gadgets you need and pick up any quests that may be available from a handful of vendors. You then head topside, either alone or in a squad, to a variety of different maps. Here you battle against Ark and other players in the hunt for loot, quest completion, or just for the love of the game. If you can, you head home via an elevator or raider hatch, the latter only accessible if you have a key. Your early hours in Ark Raiders will be characterised by steady exploratory romps through desolate buildings and ravaged highways, the bones of civilization. Ark Raiders does a good job of directing you to points of interest with the in-game map, but the off-road travellers out there will find rich bounties away from such hubs. All players, one way or another, are funneled into tense moments of player versus player encounters or harrowing robot escapades through an ever-decreasing timer. Not only are you on the clock, but escape options shutter as time moves on, meaning the longer you linger, the more dangerous a match becomes. Once you return home, you're left to manage your haul of gadgets, gizmos, and customize your raider. Visually, they're this mishmash of punky space-age equipment with a mullet. In a game where you'd assume a full camouflage getup would be the go-to, Embark Studios' art team have managed to make a post-apocalyptic DIY aesthetic without things feeling too try-harders to become embarrassing, a pitfall too often stumbled upon by other teams. The skill tree system in Ark Raiders is also worth mentioning, as it's split into 3 directions rather than classes. You've got survival, conditioning, and mobility. What the developers responsible for this portion of the game have done is identify and provide progression tracks for distinct types of extraction game players. The survival direction is for the passive player and the quiet looter, offering noise reduction bonuses and expanded mid-match crafting options that eventually lead to the ability to defuse mines and breach otherwise inaccessible security lockers. Maybe you'd rather get into the thick of things though, in which case conditioning provides additional buffs to stamina regen and melee health. Or perhaps you love the idea of moving fast, chasing other players, and tense escapes. Mobility then offers distinct movement abilities to those who invest enough points. Eventually, you may even be able to unlock all of these, and, as of this preview, there is no confirmed level cap. Your capabilities as a player are also improved by your hideout, where crafting benches can be found and upgraded, along with a cute little chicken called Scrappy. Here you'll find another avenue of permanent progression in Ark Raiders, as certain upgrades require certain materials, but provide significant bonuses as a result. An upgraded medical bench, for instance, will lead to better craftable healing items, and this is also true for weapons, gadgets, and so on. You can then take your raider, hopefully a bit stronger than before, into a selection of maps, all of which are distinct with different layouts, quirks, and secrets to discover. Take Dam Battlegrounds, for example. There's a swamp and a scrapyard here, with little islands of greenery and lonesome towers providing cover and lookout points. But the centerpiece is a sprawling concrete dam that's made up of a labyrinth of long hallways primed for ambushes and hectic chases for those who have a taste for PvP. There are multiple paths up to the dam itself too, be it exposed ladders around its exterior, makeshift raider hideouts with ropes hanging off the edges, or secluded pipes that lead into the guts of the megastructure. It's a joy to explore the heart of Dam Battleground, to carefully rush up metal staircases and tiptoe around corners. Explore enough and you will find that Ark Raiders maps are rich in detail and utterly engrossing. So, the game is good, but why is it special? Well, a big part of that is down to how Ark Raiders encourages socialising between players. You see, you don't have to kill things to gain XP here. In fact, you can soar up in levels just from looting alone, and when you do fight a player, most of their stuff isn't anything you'll need either. So, in tense moments, a spin on the emote wheel or a conversation over voice chat can diffuse tension quickly, meaning that both parties will be able to walk away with a story to tell. There are risks to this, of course. Being stabbed in the back by players is the obvious one, but keep your cool and it is possible for everyone to grab what they want and make it back home safe and sound. Moments like these are a definite high point for Ark Raiders, and they make each run wonderfully memorable. And that is the game in a nutshell. However, there is a caveat which will undoubtedly ruffle some feathers. Embark Studios has made no secret of its use of AI in development, and, like its prior game The Finals, the studio has used real voice actors' performances and replicated them, with permission, with AI in-game. They've also used machine learning to animate many of the Ark enemies' movements, like when you shoot one of the propellers off a Hornet and it tumbles to the ground. If you are absolutely against the use of AI as a tool in game development, then this is something you should know about. If you're personally okay with it being used as a tool alongside human-led development, a perspective that leads at Embark likely fall into, then you could perhaps draw a line that permits Ark Raiders. Regardless, it's something to consider. But caveats aside, based on public tests and private press events, Ark Raiders seems like something truly exemplary that has the potential to hit the same heights as the original Destiny did on launch. Now that is of course a big sentiment to end a preview on, but Ark Raiders is a fantastic first step on what looks to be a new arc for the extraction genre. Thank you so much for watching this preview of Ark Raiders. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a like, subscribe to Eurogamer for almost daily videos about video games, and stick with us here for more on Ark Raiders coming soon. Goodbye.